Americans are waking up to day 3 of a partial government shutdown.
Yeah, right now it is up to the House to sign a bill to reopen the government. But as tensions remain high over the Trump administration's immigration enforcement operation, the funding lapse is expected to drag on. NBC's Alice Barr explains.
House members returned to an icy Washington today looking to unfreeze funding for large chunks of the government, now in a partial shutdown. House Speaker Mike Johnson predicting passage by tomorrow of a Senate-passed package that fully funds most of the government while splitting off the Department of Homeland Security.
I'm confident that we'll do it at least by Tuesday.
Congress then has 2 weeks to negotiate the immigration enforcement reforms Democrats are demanding, including ending roving ICE patrols and body cameras on all federal immigration officers. Speaker Johnson citing President Trump's border czar.
I think even Tom Homan has acknowledged both of those things are acceptable and what he was intending to do already. So I think we're on the path to get agreement.
The top Democrat in the House underscoring that path must lead to dramatic reform.
The administration can't just talk the talk. They need to walk the walk.
Some leading Democrats urging a no vote on even the short-term package, pressing to repeal a huge spike in funding ICE secured under last year's so-called Big Beautiful Bill.
I just don't see how in good conscience Democrats can vote for continuing ICE funding when they're killing American citizens.
That amid weekend vigils in Minneapolis for 2 people killed by federal immigration officers, Renee Good.
It's been very, very difficult.
And ICU nurse Alex Preddy.
He lived to help others, and that's what he did. And we were so fortunate to know him and have him as a friend.
Reminders of what's at stake as lawmakers look for agreement to reopen the government with key reforms. If the 2 parties can't agree on immigration enforcement reforms over the next 2 weeks, funding could be at risk for FEMA, TSA, and the Coast Guard, all under the Department of Homeland Security. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Thank you, Alice. In other news this morning, President Trump says he plans to close the Kennedy Center for construction in July. He says the Performing Arts Center in Washington, D.C. will then remain closed for 2 years. The announcement comes after several performers and musicians canceled their visit to the center after President Trump added his name to the building and pushed out previous leadership.